Good morning, Mark, and welcome to our art gallery in Second Life. I'd like to ask you a few questions today regarding Scalabrate and your exciting project, Art Crimes. Would you be able to talk about what schools use Scalabrate for?
At the moment, Susan, participating schools develop engaging curriculum projects that are accessible to all of its residents and encourage a more global collaboration. There's opportunities for cross-regional collaborative educational experiences that are no longer just ideas, but they can be the norm in a virtual environment. Second Life includes a whole lot of inbuilt learning resources and online tools for students to learn and teach each other.
In terms of the bigger picture, what does the learning environment look like?
Well, Susan, there are approximately 4,000 students from over 40 schools across the globe that currently use Scalabrate. On the main grid, there are over 4 million residents, of which 50,000 might be online at any given time.
Mark, can you tell me how long Scalabrate has been in operation?
Well, the Scalabrate community has been growing for about 3 years, starting with about 6 schools in its first year, and now we've got about 40.
In terms of your own national project, Art Crimes, the team has worked with distance education schools in Cairns, Brisbane and Victoria, and apparently you intend to meet again in May. Can you tell us what's happening then?
Well, in May, 5 students from Victoria and 5 students from Brisbane will join another 5 students in Cairns to work with a group of teachers and a celebrated graffiti artist and collaborate to develop a massive artwork measuring 13 metres long by about 2 metres high, which will simultaneously be built in Second Life in the Art Crimes environment and streamed live via the internet. Now, the project will develop over 5 days and provide students with opportunities to hone both their artistic and social skills.
More broadly speaking, there are issues around certain time zones, access and participation with regard to more global projects.
Yes, Susan, clearly there are some limitations regarding collaboration between students across time zones in the Second Life environment, but it's about changing traditional models of teaching and learning and recognising that a model that's based on a 9 a.m. to 3:30 is not necessarily the best structure to enable kids to learn. In fact, we'd argue that we design our schools around teachers rather than students, and in this Second Life environment there are opportunities for asynchronous as well as synchronous learning, where the students take responsibility for designing the learning experience and assessment tasks in a 24/7 global classroom.
There are clearly some really exciting interpersonal social learning opportunities around Scalabrate. Are you able to discuss some of these challenges?
Well, by developing tasks that require the students to debate and discuss values appropriate to the virtual world is both a real social learning opportunity and a challenge. For example, the different emphasis different countries might place on a particular set of values. For instance, in Australia, fair go is one of our values, but what does it really mean? Most people in Australia would be able to articulate what a fair go means to them, and in most instances they'd be on the same page, whereas in China or South Africa a fair go probably has a variety of different interpretations. The really valuable learning is in the discussions. The result is the collaboration, relationship and community building and the shared understandings that develop.
Would you say there are instances where students who are normally isolated can use the anonymity of Second Life to learn interpersonal skills and gain personal insight?
That's something that's been consistent throughout our entire project. With kids normally shy and withdrawn, perhaps some who have been bullied or lack confidence have found success in taking risks that they might not have done in the real world. Through an increase in participation, these students have actually gained the respect of their peers, and with that respect has come the confidence to openly engage in meaningful conversations that have then manifested itself in the real world and provided opportunities for success in other areas of their school lives.
So Mark, what might be the next steps for your team in Scalabrate and Second Life?
I'd like to continue to get feedback from the students around the effectiveness of the curriculum projects and look to establish a national student school council or student leadership group that would discuss the bigger picture ideas around distance learning and what effective schools look like. Another idea we'd like to explore is developing a learning environment that's more suitable to our Indigenous communities.
Mark, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us today, and we certainly look forward to seeing what students get up to in Cairns.